Barry Gibb, born Barry Allen Crompton. Gibb, on September 1, 1946, in Douglas, Isle of Man, has spent over 7 decades shaping the sound of popular music. From his earliest years, he displayed an instinctive talent for melody and songwriting. Moving frequently as a child, from the Isle of Man to Manchester, England, and eventually Redcliffe, Queensland, Australia, Barry learned adaptability and resilience, lessons that would later mirror his artistic journey. It was alongside his brothers, Maurice and Robin, that Barry discovered the almost telepathic connection that would define the Bee Gees, a bond that allowed them to create some of the most enduring music of the 20th century. The rise of the Bee Gees. As the frontman, lead vocalist, and principal songwriter of the Bee Gees, Barry Gibb became the driving creative force behind a sound that would come to define multiple eras. The group's music evolved from soft pop to the disco-fueled anthems of the late 1970s. Songs like Stayin' Alive, How Deep Is Your Love, Night Fever, and More Than a Woman weren't just chart-topping hits. They became cultural touchstones, capturing the spirit, emotion, and rhythm of a generation. Barry's signature falsetto, a high, soaring voice that could carry both intimacy and exhilaration, became synonymous with the Bee Gees' sound, leaving a lasting imprint on popular music. Beyond the Bee Gees, Barry's genius wasn't limited to the group. He wrote and produced hits for other legendary artists, demonstrating remarkable versatility. Woman in Love for Barbra Streisand, Islands in the Stream for Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton, and Heartbreaker for Dionne Warwick revealed his ability to move seamlessly across genres, from pop to soul to country, while consistently crafting melodies and lyrics that resonated deeply with listeners. His music had emotional depth, an uncanny ability to connect to universal feelings of love, longing, and hope. A life of triumph and tragedy. Despite immense fame, Barry's life was marked by loss and personal challenges. He outlived 3 of his brothers, Andy, Maurice, and Robin, each departure leaving an indelible mark. Yet he carried the legacy of the Bee Gees forward, performing and recording with devotion, honoring their shared work through decades. His solo album In the Now, 2016, offered a reflective, personal glimpse into his life, showing a man still deeply engaged with his art, shaped by love, loss, and survival. Family and love. Barry's personal life reflects a balance of passion, devotion, and long-term commitment. His first marriage to Marion Bates in 1966 lasted nearly 4 years, ending quietly in 1970. Though brief, it marked an important chapter in his early adulthood. Soon after, Barry met Linda Gray during a taping of Top of the Pops. Their connection was immediate, and on September 1, 1970, Barry's 24th birthday, they married. Over more than 5 decades together, they built a family of 5 children: Stephen, Ashley, Travis, Michael, and Alexandra. Barry's eldest son, Stephen, followed his father's musical footsteps, while each of the other children forged their own paths. Today, Barry is a proud grandfather to 7, finding joy and purpose in family life alongside his enduring music career. Crossing continents. Although born in the Isle of Man and raised in England and Australia, Barry moved to the United States in 1974 as the Bee Gees' fame skyrocketed. He and Linda became naturalized U.S. citizens in 2009, while retaining their British citizenship, a reflection of their dual heritage. Barry's homes have always been more than residences. They are retreats and spaces of inspiration. One of the most notable was the former Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash property in Hendersonville, Tennessee, acquired in 2006 to serve as a creative haven. Though a fire in 2007 destroyed the historic house, Barry rebuilt on the site before eventually selling it in 2014, preserving memories and honoring the musical legacy. The creative mind of Barry Gibb. Barry's musical vision has always been fueled by precision, hard work, and emotional authenticity. He was the architect behind the Bee Gees' arrangements, and his songwriting often fused lyrical intimacy with universal appeal. Songs like To Love Somebody, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart, and words reveal an artist able to translate raw emotion into melody. Beyond the studio, Barry's disciplined work ethic kept the Bee Gees relevant across multiple decades. He has inspired countless artists, offering not only music, but a model of dedication and creativity. Reflections on John Lennon. One of the most compelling stories Barry has shared in recent years involves his impressions of John Lennon. For decades, the public speculated on the relationship between the Bee Gees and the Beatles, two of the most influential musical acts of their time. Barry has now candidly reflected on his admiration for Lennon, describing the electrifying experience of hearing early Beatles hits like Please Please Me and She Loves You. For him, Lennon symbolized artistic freedom, fearless innovation, and a capacity for honesty that resonated deeply. Barry recalls meeting Lennon at a music industry party in London in the late 1960s. Despite feeling nervous, he was struck not only by Lennon's presence, but by his intellect, humor, and warmth. Lennon complimented the Bee Gees' harmonies as beautifully strange, a comment that stayed with Barry for decades. Over the years, while the Bee Gees evolved into disco icons, Barry often wondered what Lennon thought of their transformation. Though some public remarks from Lennon could be sharp, Barry now interprets them as a reflection of Lennon's own struggles and defenses. He came to admire Lennon's honesty and bravery, both on and off the stage. The loss of Lennon. The tragic news of Lennon's death in December 1980 left a profound mark on Barry. He was in a studio in Miami when he learned of it. It felt like the world just stopped, he recalls. Lennon's death was more than the passing of a fellow musician. It was the loss of a cultural voice that had shaped an entire generation. For Barry, the grief was immediate and deeply personal, a recognition of what the world had lost in Lennon's creativity, intellect, and courage, lessons and legacy. Barry Gibb's reflections on Lennon reveal more than admiration. They reveal a man who values authenticity and creative integrity above all else. He credits Lennon with teaching him an important lesson: to make music that matters personally before trying to please the world. After talking with John, Barry said, "I stopped trying to please everyone. I realized that the music had to be real. It had to mean something to me first." This perspective guided Barry's songwriting and the Bee Gees' enduring appeal. Honors and achievements. Barry's achievements are staggering. The Bee Gees have sold over 220 million records worldwide, making them one of the best-selling music acts of all time. Barry himself has been honored repeatedly for his contributions, including his appointment as Commander of the Order of the British Empire, CBE, in 2002 and his knighthood in 2018. He has been inducted twice into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, once with the Bee Gees and again as a songwriter. These honors acknowledge not only his talent, but the cultural impact of his work. Music as a lifelong journey. Even in his late 70s, Barry Gibb continues to create, perform, and inspire. His career has been marked by adaptability, resilience, and the courage to evolve while staying true to his artistic vision. He remains devoted to family, finding as much joy in his children and grandchildren as he does in the studio or on stage. His life story is a testament to the power of collaboration, passion, and emotional honesty. Final reflections. Barry Gibb's story is one of enduring creativity, deep familial bonds, and profound respect for those who shaped him, including John Lennon. Through decades of triumph and loss, he has remained dedicated to his craft, carrying forward a legacy built not only on music, but on integrity, emotional truth, and connection. At 78, he offers insight not just into the history of popular music, but into the heart of an artist who has lived fully, loved deeply, and kept creating despite life's inevitable challenges. His reflections on Lennon capture this ethos perfectly: admiration, honesty, and the courage to honor another artist while continuing to grow himself.